What I found interesting, the first thing, like, you see, like, we have like app, but there's like two more ones, or like three more. There's the debug menu, extensions, and network. So they made this different modules, which is interesting. I think the other apps didn't use modules much, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe
So
there's some. I wonder why they do it like this. Maybe it's the shared network code or so, like a bit interesting. The debug menu makes sense so that you don't even compile this whole thing in a release, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's the reason why I would have loved to see how it looks like, because then there's this whole bit to do with like the debug menu, and then you have just switch this here.
Yeah, probably similar to like what the other apps are like, where you can like add some test tokens and things like this.
Yeah, and then you have my extensions.
What are the extensions? Would be interesting.
Yeah, so you have extensions and you have networks, and so I mean, I would assume network will just have all the things to do with network,
Yeah.
all the network.
But extension would be interesting. What is an extension module? So where do you put it in a specific module? Oh wow, there's a lot of extensions, I guess. Activity, location, extension, notifications.
This is interesting.
It looks like a whole app already. Maybe it's like utilities or some extensions, or it's like Kotlin extensions, maybe. Can you open one of them just to see if we see like
Let's zip file.
It's probably all utils, yeah. That's interesting that they put all the utils in one module. Like, I haven't seen that.
We actually now have one. You know what I'll try and do? Is I feel like clicking on app, just finding out what they put here.
Yeah, let's look at app. I think it's the most important thing. So, okay, here's the first package structure. API, config, logic, receivers, UI, util, burgers. It's very technical. Like, I think we had it before. It's
Like
open.
if I compare this
last
with
time, like the actual, like the features were all in UI, and I remember in the German one. So first it was very technical. But maybe they have a better.
This is okay. So I expected. Here was my expectation when I was opening this one. My expectation was that at least I would have seen. Maybe now is when they break it down into the specific parts. Like you see there, the German one had so let me say like business logic at the top, and then they started mixing, having UI, utils, and workers. So I loved the way when we opened the extensions, and so we had inside the extensions, you see the way they have like activity, Bluetooth, file, HTTP going down. This is good. So I'm wondering, why should you still have your utils here and your other utils? This is a coroutine context provider. There's a glide module. Like, why not just come and have it like glide over here in extensions? You know? I think you're muted, Danny. Sorry, you see?
Like a bit weird, like that there's a glide module, so probably like a dependency injection module. Why does this sit in the utils package? I don't know. Like I would expect something different. Also, fragment in the utils package, it's a bit weird.
Exactly, and I think that's where I'm like, why not have everything there?
But remember, like the German one, they had like everything in UI. Maybe that's open UI. Maybe then we see actually what we're looking for. Yeah, see like FAQ, home, onboarding. So here's the actual like features of the app.
But here's my question though. I mean, like, let me ask you a question, Dan.
Yeah.
What do you think about if I decide to architect my app in such a way that, yes, I use these modules, but then I say, cool, I'm going to have my debug menu there. These are going to be extensions. These are going to be network. But then instead of calling them network, let's say here I have them as utils. And then everything that's inside utils, I could have my extension packages, etc. I just come and arrange all of them there. Right? And then if I have to handle UI in the main app, I now arrange it, instead of having API config logic and all of those things. Here, what I have is all the things that are here, dialogue, everything till welcome and Immuni activity, I just move everything outside, and so under this is
Totally.
where I arrange.
That's all what I would expect. Like when I open app, I want to see what this app is about, right? I want to see, okay, this is an onboarding. This is like, I don't know, like all these sections, right? And they kind of started it because last time we discussed where should you put your utils and your HTTP, right? But yeah, you can have a module. So this is a great idea, but they didn't, I don't know, like they stopped halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's.
So I don't get the extensions. The extensions more looking for utils, but then there's utils also in the app, right? Like
exactly. So it's like, okay, so I have utils here, and then I also have utils in the debug menu.
And the extensions, which already is a util, also has another utils. I know. There's a lot of utils.
There's another UI also. By
another UI one. Yeah.
There's also a debug menu activity.
I mean, for the debug one, maybe it makes sense. But yeah, I don't like that you have to go to the UI to figure out what the app is actually doing.